All right. So let's start with powered and vessel. Bhakti, can you start reading? Powered and vessel.
Yes, sir. Power-driven vessel. Rule 2023, Part A describes a light of exhibited by power-driven vessel underway as follows. 23 Part A. A power-driven vessel underway shall exhibit first, a masthead light forward, second, a masthead light above, off, and higher than the forward one, except that a vessel of less than 50 meters in length shall not be obliged to exhibit such light, but may do so. Third, side lights, and fourth, a stern light.
Okay.
Discre-
Now, first of all, you need to understand these terms: powered and vessel underway. Okay. Don't say separately powered and vessel. Say powered and vessel underway. And with underway means maybe it is moving, maybe it is making way, maybe it is stopped or drifting. Okay. So that includes both the case. Say, for example, on a powered and vessel, suppose you are waiting for pilot. What do? You switch on, you keep the navigation lights on only, right? Okay, you do not switch off. Okay, now you are not making ways. Let's stop the side lights. Let's stop the stern light. No, you keep all the lights on because the rule says so. And the rule says you are going to have, let me show you with this picture, you will be able to understand. It is saying that you should be having forward masthead light here, and there should be aft masthead light here. But there is a clause here. And the clause is the powered and vessel less than 50 meter is not obliged, but may do so. Okay. And of course, side lights and stern light. So here there is a catch. The length wise, this vessel can be less than 50 meter and more than 50 meter. Because it says so. Vessel less than 50 meter is not obliged, but may do so. Vessel more than 50 meter will have. So what we say, this is the powered and vessel underway, length probably more than 50 meter. Remember that this word, this is a key word here. Length probably more than 50 meter. Okay. Now, the same I have explained here with this text. You can read at your own because I'll be sharing it. But here I have given you the summary. And this summary is good enough. This is powered and vessel underway, length less than 50 meter, masthead light forward, side light plus stern light. So this vessel, which is less than 50 meter in length, will be having masthead light forward, side light and stern light. In this case, here, let me show you here. Only this light and this one, and this one. But if you are having this light also, so it simply means this is the powered and vessel less than 50 meter or more than 50 meter. So we say that if there are two masthead lights here, powered and vessel underway, length probably more than 50 meter. So how to summarize? So summary is in this text, the powered and vessel less than 50 meter, masthead light forward, side light and stern light, powered and vessel underway more than 50 meter, probably length more than 50 meter, then forward masthead light, second masthead light, abaft and higher, side lights plus stern lights. So that is the summary note. So what I suggest, you guys just take down these notes about power driven vessel. In short, we write PD. Some people, some textbook, they write PDV also. It's just the way to express. So we can write this power driven vessel and take down these notes so that you don't get confused. Okay. What is there? This is the explanation which just now I have done this. That is the powered and vessel underway. And the second thing, the second masthead light is abaft and higher than the forward one. This is optional for vessel less than 50 meters. All right. So this is also a top view. Like this is the forward masthead light. This is the second masthead light. These are side lights and stern light. And these numbers, these are the arc. Like the forward masthead light is a white light, and which is having 225 degree. The side light is 112.5 degree, and that is on port side red color and starboard side green color. All right. Then we'll talk about air cushion vessel. Matthew, can you start reading about this air cushion vessel?
Okay. Rule 23B, an air cushion vessel when operating in the non-displacement mode shall, in addition to the lights prescribed in paragraph A of this rule, exhibit an all-round flashing yellow light. An air cushion vessel, ACV, is a hovercraft capable of traveling over land, water, ice, and other surfaces. Thus, it is an amphibious craft and uses blowers to produce a large volume of air which provide an air cushion and support the dynamic lift. This is called non-displacement mode, as the buoyancy forces are supported by an air cushion.
Okay, wait a minute. So here, let me show you if you have not seen. So here there are blowers, and this is a non-displacement mode. Air cushion vessel in non-displacement mode. These blowers are providing enough support, and it is not displacing water. It is just touching the water level maybe, and it moves at a very fast speed, right? So what is the keyword? Keyword, this ACV, that is air cushion vessel, is nothing but a powder vessel plus all round yellow flashing light. Okay. So how to identify? Like this. Suppose if I show you these lights here, and this is the ahead view, this is starboard view, this is port view, this is a stern view. So these are the lights of a powder vessel, right? Matthew, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So you can have another yellow flashing light here, and it can be here, it can be here, wherever. All right, it doesn't matter. So this is air cushion vessel in non-displacement mode, and the length is less than 50 meters. That is how you need to describe. Okay. If I have another white light here, okay, I think let me just mark if I am able to do. Yeah. If I am having one more white light here, so how will you describe, Matthew?
Air cushion vessel, non-displacement mode, probably over 50 meters.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. All right. So if you want, you can, I think, make a very short note. Air cushion vessel, whatever the lights you remember for the powder vessel, plus you got to add this yellow flashing light. Just note down this. All right. That's all right. So somebody may ask why we are having this yellow flashing light. All right. The purpose of this yellow flashing light is, let me just change the color. All right. The purpose of this yellow flashing light is to warn about the presence of hovercraft, because it is very fast moving aircraft. Due to high speed, the true course of hovercraft may be different from a heading. All right. So it may be heading in a different direction, but its true course may be different because of the high speed. And you should be warned of this high speed. That's why there is a yellow flashing light. All right. Now let's move to the next type, and that is called WIG. That is wing in ground craft. All right. I think we should move to some more credits. Yeah. Ananthan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wick craft, Rule 23, Part C. A wick craft only when taking off, landing, and in flight near the surface shall, in addition to the lights prescribed in paragraph A of this rule, exhibit a high intensity all-round flashing red light. A winged ground craft flies above the water or other surface using ground effect without touching the surface. Wig is a multimodal craft. Ground effect is the name given to the influence on the lifting when aircraft is also close to the ground. These are designed specifically to take off and land on water and thus avoiding the need for a runway.
Okay. Now the ACV touches the water level. Okay. And we say ACV, air cushion vessel, in non-displacement. But here WIG we say when taking off, landing, and in flight near the surface. What are the lights? This is pardon vessel light plus red light. And by the way, the description of the red light should be all round high intensity flashing red light. And that is a picture of WIG. Okay. So here, let me just go over here. It is shown here, this WIG less than 50 meter when taking off, landing, or in flight near the surface. This is very essential to state. So this is the forward masthead light, this is side light, and this is the all round high intensity flashing red light. By the way, this is a starboard view. So you cannot see the external light here. Now, this is the top view. How to depict from the top view? This is the forward masthead light, and suppose the length is probably more than 50 meters. Then there will be second masthead light. There will be two side lights here and one stern light. This is the top view so that you can see all the lights. Is it clear now? So what is additional? This light is additional. And how to summarize? You can summarize here with these notes. So what I suggest, write WIG and write it down. Write the memory notes. We'll move. So I hope everybody has noted down. These are just one or two lines so that you are able to remember. Now we'll talk about CBD. Vishal Yadav, can you please start?
The term CBD is described in Rule 3H. The term vessel constrained by her draft means a power-driven vessel which, because of her draft in relation to the available depth and width of navigable water, is severely restricted in her ability to deviate from the course she is following.
Okay, 1 second. Earlier, there was only available depth, but later on they decided that the width should also be included. So now the CBD is not only about the depth, but the available width of the navigable water, both depth and width. All right. All right, continue.
The lights and shapes exhibited by a CBD are described in Rule 28. A vessel constrained by her draft may, in addition to the lights prescribed for power-driven vessels in Rule 23, exhibit where they can best be seen 3 all-round red lights in a vertical line or a cylinder. It should also be noted that additional signal of CBD is optional, not mandatory, as the word used is may exhibit. CBD underway is equal to power driven plus 3 all-round red lights in vertical line or cylinder is optional.
Basically, both these, whether lights or the cylinder, these are optional. CBD signal is optional. I keep asking this, the surveyors also, they keep asking this, and many guys say, no, sir, it is compulsory. No, it is not. Okay. And that is how we can show. Well, this is the forward masthead light. And the forward masthead light can be anywhere. And these are the side lights. This forward masthead light can be, well, it's just for the for sake of simplicity is shown here. Forward masted light, and this is the second masted light, and 3 all-round red lights. These are optional. These are the side lights, and there is a black cylinder, and the dimension of black cylinder, diameter 0.6 meter, minimum height 1.2, and this is optional. Okay, you may wonder why they are having this CBD optional. Well, because it depends on the available depth and width of navigable water. Okay, so it depend on the type of ship. Suppose your ship is having draft 10 meter, and if it enters in water where the depth is 100 meter, it is not CBD. Other ship, maybe it is having draft 8 meter and it is going to enter in water, say 12 meter. Definitely it is CBD. Okay, so it all depends. I have just given you the example of depth, but it is depth and width of navigable water. So it depends. A vessel can be CBD in one water and it cannot be CBD in another water. All right, and that's why these signals are optional. Okay, so what you can do, you can just note down this, and I think that will serve the purpose. And I hope when somebody asks, then you should not make mistake that sir, CBD lights are compulsory. They are not compulsory. So here I have defined CBD also, and I have defined not only CBD, but I have defined how the lights should be exhibited as per Rule 28. So both the text are available and the explanation is also given. What I said, I think let's do the recording as well. The CBD is a powered and vessel. So if powered and vessel is underway, then CBD is also underway. The fact is not stated in the rule. All right. A CBD may, in addition to this, may exhibit the lights of a powered and vessel. So CBD underway or powered and vessel underway. All right. Now we shall move to the tug and tow, and this may take some considerable time. Yeah, Prabhat Singh.
Tug and tow, Rule 24. Towing and pushing describes the lights of a towing vessel as well as the vessel or object being towed. Vessel engaged in towing, tug, Rule 24 Part A and Rule 24 Part D. Rule 24 Part A power-driven vessel when towing shall exhibit, instead of the lights prescribed in Rule 23 Part A 1 or Part A, 2 masted lights in a vertical line. When the length of the tow measuring from the stern of the towing vessel to the after end of the tow exceeds 200 meters, 3 such lights in a vertical line, side light, a stern light, a towing light in a vertical line above the stern light. When the length of the tow exceeds 200 meters, a diamond shape where it can best be seen, Rule 24 Part D, a power-driven vessel to which paragraph A or C of this rule applies shall also comply with Rule 23 Part A, second.
Okay, by the way, I really don't know, but I used to find very confusing when the rule states say, then again you keep referring 23 Part A to 23A Part 1 and 23A Part 2 and so on. Right. So what I have done, let's summarize. Let's summarize. So this is a vessel engaged in towing. Basically, this is a tug. All right. So what does it say? If the length of the tow is less than 200 meter, 2 masted light. And if the length of the tow is more than 200 meter, there will be 3 masted light. Are you able to follow? And this 23A2, it means if the tug is more than 50 meter, then second masted light abaft and higher. It means that. If it is not there, that means the tug is less than 50 meter, which is actually the case most of the time. But sometimes the tug can be more than 50 meter. And then of course, side lights, stern light, and there is one more light, that is the towing light. Okay, you don't have to draw this fancy diagram. I don't expect. It is just for explanation purpose. And the day signal is tow. When the length of the tow is more than 200 meter. If the length of the tow is less than 200 meter, there is no signal. Now you may wonder, what is the tow? Tow, tug and tow, and this is the vessel or object being towed. Vessel or object being towed will have side light, stern light, and when length of the tow exceeds 200 meter, a diamond shape where it best can be seen. So I have combined both the scenario here. Now have a look. And this will serve everything. So length of the tow is measured from the stern of the tug. That includes this towing line also. All right. And this is the tug, this is tow. And by the way, this is more than 200 meter because it is showing here 3 masted light. And if the length of the tug is more than 50 meter, it is going to show this second masted light and abaft and higher. And it is going to show side light. Of course, you cannot see stern light, and this yellow light you cannot see, not visible, because the arc is such that. And here is also not visible. Are you getting my point? Is it clear? Matthew, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Any confusion? Kuldeep Singh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my suggestion is that you can draw, and for drawing purpose, I would suggest you go ahead with this. This is the entire summary. This is the entire summary. All right. Tug and tow. And here I have shown the lights which are not even visible. If you draw this, that will cover everything, whatever is given in the text. So I give you 10 minutes. You guys just draw that, and I have given the reference also here. Rule 24A, Rule 24D, and so on. And this is from the starboard view. So please draw this. That will clear all your concepts. And around 11 o'clock will start. So you got around 13 minutes. So whenever you draw, you can take a short break. We'll start. All right. So guys, after tug and tow arrangement, let's talk about inconspicuous partly submerged vessel or object being towed. All right. Who is remaining? Vishal Yadav?
Yes, sir. Inconspicuous, partly submerged vessel or object being towed. Inconspicuous means that the vessel or means that the object or vessel is not clearly visible or seen. Rule
By the
24,
way,
Part
it is
G, and
inconspicuous.
inconspicuous.
Okay. And here, Everything is given in the rule. You can read and interpret. What is the summary of here? The rule is just read the summary. And seems your
breadth less than 25 meters, one all-round white light at forward end and one at the after end, breadth greater than 25 meter, additional all-round white lights at or near the extremities of breadth, length greater than 100 meters, additional white light so that the distance between lights remains lesser than 100 meters. Inconspicuous partly submerged vessel or object or combination of such vessels or objects being towed.
okay. Now let's talk about Dracon. And let's move
Dracon.
to the next cadet. I think we are having some issue with this. Anshul Rautila.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Recon. This is usually a large flexible watertight tube designed to carry liquid cargo in bulk and mostly towed while partly submerged. The word dracon is taken from Greek, which means a monster serpent. Rule 24G states that dracons do not need to exhibit a light at or near the forward end. Thus, they are required to exhibit all-round white light at the aft end. Power driven vessel when pushing ahead or towing alongside. Power driven vessel when pushing ahead or towing alongside will exhibit two mast headlights in a vertical line or side lights and stern light. It should also be noted that there is no towing light, and if the length of vessel is 50 meters or more, a second mast headlight above and higher than forward mast headlight shall be exhibited. Rule 24D is applicable. The lights exhibited when pushing or towing alongside are given in Rule 24C, which is stated as follows.
Okay. Remember, if you are having a tug which is just simply pushing or towing alongside, like when you are berthing and all, there is no towing light. It is simply these two lights here and side lights and stern light. Okay. There is no towing light. Okay. Let's move here. Okay. Towing in group. Again, it will be kind of composite vessel. So we can ignore this. Now simply we'll come to the sailing vessel. Next cadet, Jaskaran Singh.
Sailing vessel, Rule 25A. A sailing vessel underway shall exhibit side light and a second stern light. 25B. In a sailing vessel of less than 20 meters in length, the light prescribed in paragraph A of this rule may be combined in a one lateral carried at or near the top of the mast where it can be best be seen. 25C. A sailing vessel underway may, in addition to the light prescribed in the paragraph A of this rule, exhibit at or near the top of the mast where they.
So what does it mean? This is the sailing vessel underway, and these lights are optional. Remember, remember this rule 25C. Red over green. And if this is the sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length, that can be combined in a lantern. So now if I show you this light, All right. So how do we interpret? This is the ahead view. This is starboard, this is port, this is stern. So what do we say? We say this is the sailing vessel, not showing optional lights, and it is underway. Okay. And if we are having this, then this is the sailing vessel showing optional lights, all round sailing lights, and this is underway. All right. Let's come here. So with the sailing vessel, if you want, you can just take down notes also. Sailing vessel is equal to sailing vessel underway. Remember, sailing vessel underway is going to be sailing vessel light, that is red over green, and this will be optional. Plus side lights plus stern light. Just take down these notes. Okay. And now, if the sailing vessel is less than 20 meters, you can add this. If the vessel is less than 20 meters, side light with stern light can be combined in one lantern placed on or near the topmast. You don't have to draw the entire diagram, but you can just make a short notes so that it serves to your memory. All right. Now we shall move to this sailing vessel, small sailing vessel or vessel under oars. There can be electric torch, lantern, or white light. All right. So for that, I'll just show you this memory aid. Write it down, this one. Sailing vessel less than 7 meters or vessel under oars will have electric torch or lighted lantern if it is not practicable to exhibit lights of a sailing vessel. If you just take this notes, that it will serve the purpose. Not down. All right. Now let's talk about sailing vessel also being propelled by machinery. Then it will be having one conical shape with apex downward. Sailing vessel when also propelled by machinery, plus there is a cone which is downward. Okay, just make a note of this. You can draw the shape or you can write it down. That cone, apex, apex downward. This is in case of sailing vessel, which is also propelled by machinery. Now we'll come to the trawler. All right, Anshul, Rautela, Start reading it, please.
Prologue. A vessel is considered to be engaged in fishing when fishing apparatus restrict the maneuverability of vessel. COLREG clearly categorize the lights exhibited by vessel engaged in trawling and vessel engaged in fishing other than trawling.
Okay.
Rule 26. Rule 26 is the first rule to mention making way through water. A vessel engaged in trawling or trawler at anchor or not making way will exhibit the lights and shapes prescribed in this rule. It is also be noted that if a trawler is probably 50 meters or more, it will exhibit a mast headlight abaft and higher than green light.
Okay. By the way, this second masthead light is not available in sailing vessel. The sailing vessel less than 50 meter, more than 50 meter, we cannot say, or probably more than 50 meter. That is not there in sailing vessel, but in trawler, it is there. So look at this. What should we say? For that, we need to read this rule 26A. Read it clearly.
26A. A vessel engaged in fishing, whether underway or at anchor, shall exhibit only the lights and shape prescribed in these rules.
Okay.
A vessel engaged in trawling, by which is meant the dragging through the water of a dredge net or other apparatus used as a fishing appliance, shall exhibit two all-round lights in vertical line, the upper being green and the lower white, or a shape consisting of two cones with their apex together in a vertical line, one above the other.
Okay, wait a minute. So he's saying this is the green light, this is white light. If you are showing only these two lights, then this is the trawler less than 50 meter and not making way or at anchor. Because there is no separate anchor light. Rule 26A says clearly whether underway or at anchor. So you got to specify clearly that this is the trawler. And see, you need to say trawler or vessel engaged in trawling. Trawler or vessel engaged in trawling operation. Okay. We can say trawler or vessel engaged in trawling operation. And if it is not moving, so it may be at anchor also or not making way, and it is less than 50 meter. By the way, if we are having one more masthead light, what does it mean? It is greater than, probably more than 50 meter. Got it? Now read this part. Okay, this part I have just concluded, the second masthead light. Now read the third part, Anshul Rautela.
26B third part. When making way through water, in addition to the lights prescribed in these paragraphs, side lights and stern lights.
Correct. So now you look at the picture. This is trawler less than 50 meter making way through water. It is having side lights plus stern light. Am I clear on this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if we are having one more masthead light here, then we'll say the trawler is, what do we say? Just Karan. Trawler
Yes, sir.
is probably more than 50 meter if there is a second masthead light here. Or these are two all-round lights plus this one white light. Are you able to follow this? All right. Continue.
Annex 2 outlines additional light for fishing vessel in close proximity to each other. The demersal trawls are related to bottom trawling, which usually use a cone like net with a closed end that holds the catch. A pelagic Pelagic gear is the one which is used to catch fish near the surface of ocean.
Okay. There are different types of trawling gear. Okay. So what are the signals in Annex 2? These are the signals given in Annex 2. Two white light means shooting nets, and white over red is hauling nets, and two red means net has come fast upon an obstruction. These are Annex 2 signals. All right. So now let's talk about this vessel engaged in trawling operation. Like 2B, just continue reading it.
2B. Each vessel of 20 meter or more in length engaged in pair trawling shall exhibit first by night a searchlight directed forward and in the direction of the other vessel of the pair. Second, when shooting or hauling their nets or when the nets have come fast upon an obstruction, the light prescribed in 2A above.
So here what you can make out from this? These are vessels engaged in pair trawling less than 50 meter and shooting nets. Why we are saying less than 50 meter? Because there is no second masted light. And the shooting nets means these are two white lights. And this is the searchlight, by the way. This is searchlight here, searchlight here. Vessel engaged in pair trawling. Read the description again.
Shall I read again this 2B?
This one.
Vessel engaged in pair trawling less than 50 meter shooting nets.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I show you these lights here, 1 second. Let me just search. Okay. Can you identify this?
So the trawler probably more than 50 meter in length, making way.
Correct. Trawler probably 50 meter or more, making way through water. What do we say this?
Trawler less than 50 meter in length, making way.
Correct. And what do we say this?
Okay. Sir, trawler probably more than 50 meter in length, not making way through water, or it may be at anchor.
Correct. So here everything is explained. Okay, this is something which I was explaining. Now we'll talk about fishing vessel. Yeah, let's move the next cadet. Bhakti.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll talk about fishing vessel other than trawler.
A fishing vessel other than trawler. Rule 26, Part C. A vessel engaged in fishing other than trawling shall exhibit first two all-round lights in a vertical line, the upper being red and the lower white, or a shape consisting of two cones with apexes together in a vertical line, one above the other. Second, when there is an outlying gear extending more than 150 meters horizontally from the vessel, an all-round white light or a cone apex towards in the direction of the gear. Third, when making way through the water, in addition to the lights prescribed in this paragraph, side lights and a stern light. Rule 26, Part D, the additional signals described in Annex 2 to this regulation apply to a vessel engaged in fishing in close proximity to other vessel engaged in fishing.
Okay. Now have a look here. This is the fishing vessel other than trawler. Outlying gear. This is the light for outlying gear, extending 150 meter. By the way, do you see any second masthead light here? Is it mentioned that it is more than 50 meter, less than 50 meter? Yes or no? Bhakti?
No, sir.
No. So here many guys get confused. Do not create confusion, don't get confused. The second masthead light for more than 50 meter is not available with the fishing vessel other than trawler. That is only available with in case of trawler. Okay. So here, what I'll do now, I will share some notes, and what I suggest, you guys just note down these notes, and these are good enough. Something which is here, it is the rule, and here it is the summary of the trawler. Trawler, vessel engaged in trawling. You can draw the symbol and just note it down, and that should serve the purpose. Okay, 5 minutes for trawler and 5 minutes for fishing vessel other than trawler. Just take down notes.